Hello guys and welcome to our channel. This is summary of the book Power of Now, so let's get started. We spend most of our lives thinking about the past and wondering how our future can be different from it. In the meantime, we forget the present moment, postpone our achievements to a distant day, and create dreams that will make us happy if they are fulfilled. To change our lives, we need to start now. And that is why Eckhart Tolle wrote this book. Living the present moment is the best path to our happiness and success. Eckhart combines concepts from Christianity, Buddhism, and other religions to help us live the present. In this micro-book, we seek to create a practical manual to fully live the present and thus find our happiness and harmony. Are you ready? We are all guilty of living long periods in our mental conflicts. Let's ease our troubles and think. Instead of helping us, it is more common that it gets us more problems. It is very important to recognize that our thoughts and identity are two separate things. Try to recognize when your mind is using you and not the other way around. Silencing your mental voice can have a great positive effect. Observe your mental processes as an objective observer and assess whether they are helping or disrupting you. You are not your mind. Always remember that your mind is just a tool. The sooner you stop associating your identity with your mind, the sooner you gain clarity. We all present dualities in our personality. The I we show the world is quite different from the inner I. This duality creates conflicts that can be manifested in different ways, such as depression, fear, and other complex negative feelings. The truth is that all these feelings would disappear if we stopped identifying ourselves with our mask. When you become aware of your real identity, you enter into an enlightened state, where your mind is no longer trapped. Being aware of your inner identity and keeping yourself aware of it should be your goal, as it will help you understand that all of your problems are in reality just an illusion of your mind. Another effect of knowing your true inner self is to understand how all creation is intertwined. In religious terms, you could say that the Supreme Being, God or whatever you want to call it, exists within every creature in the universe, creating a relationship between all of us. This understanding shows how life cycles do not end when a person dies, since the same essence lives within millions of other people. It is possible to use the power of now to silence the mind. The mind tends to continue traveling from thought to thought. To stop this incessant activity, you need to focus all your attention on the present moment. Consciously take your thoughts away from this travel pattern and bring them back to the present moment. This may seem difficult at first. Your mind tends to wander the instant your attention swings, but when you notice that this is happening, simply bring it back to the now. With practice, you will find that you can do this for longer and longer periods of time. You can do this while you do your daily activities as well. Simply bring all your focus to the work you are doing at that moment. Try the activity using all your senses. For example, if you are having lunch, try to feel the food in your mouth, try the textures, taste different tastes and observe the colors of the food. There are many ways to really feel, enjoy, and try something, even a simple piece of fruit or a drink. Keep practicing, and you will begin to realize that by becoming fully aware of your current activity and experiencing it fully, your thoughts are no longer occupying the central space. You have now separated from your mind. In fact, you can sit and look at your thoughts as an impartial observer, as well as experience the sweet or the bitter and the hot or the cold for a few moments and then enjoy a completely different taste. When you feel strong emotions, it may be impossible to separate from them by focusing on the present. For a brief moment, you are possessed by the emotion, and it controls you. It is impossible to prevent this from happening. Just as you did with your thoughts, when you observe your emotions as a disinterested third person, they flow through you and eventually dissipate. When you associate emotions with your identity, you give yourself room to continue feeling them. However, turning off your emotions is a popular technique to keep away the painful experiences. For example, if you stop yourself from being nervous, you can avoid saying or doing things you would probably regret later. But in your constant struggle to become free of emotions, are you not causing yourself much more pain? Even worse, if you lose this fight, you will certainly feel disappointed but if you succeed, then you will be happy. Are not these two things emotions too? The most effective way to break the power that emotions have over you is to watch them as a disinterested stranger and let them flow and disappear. This becomes possible when you stay focused on the present moment instead of focusing on your emotions. Often it is fear that makes it impossible for you to live the present. Identify where this fear comes from, and you will see that it arises because our physical form has an expiration date. For example, think about a common fear that most of us have, the fear of getting old. You will realize that what is dominant is the fear of what old age brings in terms of physical changes and the inability to do the things you are doing now. So, you are afraid of the destruction of your body that comes with aging. And what if aging did not affect you physically? Would you still care about that? Another cause of fear is that your identity is connected with your ego, which can be hurt. When you learn to look, as an impartial observer, what your mental processes, you know that your ego is not your real me. So why fear hurting your ego? What you need to do is take your attention away from these false beliefs and invest everything into your real self, focusing on the present moment. The most effective way to achieve this is to practice self-observation. Keep an eye on you, see how your fears unconsciously prevent you from living the present. Once you understand this, you will learn to choose to avoid resistance and negativity by focusing on the present moment and overcoming your fears. It is not easy to dismiss your mask and find your inner self. One of the obstacles you may face is your inner resistance to the present. When your mind is in constant conflict, unable to accept what is happening in your life, it creates pain. To get your mind off these conflicts, you should start focusing on the present moment instead of the future or the past. This causes you to be able to take your mind off future problems and past mistakes. Learning from the past and preparing for the future is very important. However, struggling with an awaited future or grappling with the past causes you to be trapped in a psychological time that is counterproductive and the root of all negative thoughts. Understand that there is a difference between the time that flows naturally in the universe, the time of the clock, and the psychological time that exists only in your mind. Getting rid of all your troubles can happen now, at this time. You just have to recognize and embrace it. Think about it, when you focus your attention on the present moment, are there problems? No. The problems are in some uncertain future or have existed in some remote past. Why let them occupy your thoughts and identity now? Learn to look into the present moment and realize the truth, that the present moment cannot hurt you.